someday replace the pain, but it never goes away. It makes a man hideous, inside and out.
For many years, one have wondered how one man could bring the world to the brink of ruin, to total nuclear annihilation, or a virus that is so dangerous and deadly, people would die of the most painful ways. By a select few of people that we call our rulers, our leaders, ones that are driven by motives, actions of greed. A lot of it has to do with the demons of their past, to seek revenge on the world for a justice they never felt they had. Skullface, a man who wished to remove the tongues who removed his, by exterminating the English language as he saw the world as an infestation. He chose a world for where there is a liberator, as he called, by cleansing the people with parasites of such. It didn't matter who was in his way. People were just found and gathered to be used as guinea pigs. Millions would have died as flesh-eating parasites would have been eating their way out of their lungs. Some say you shouldn't let your past define you, you should let it make you. But what if your past can break you? So, without further ado, let's look at some classified files behind the tragic past of Skullface.
I'll see you in hell.
Skullface was born to two rural factory workers in a small village based in northern Transylvania. During World War II, since birth, he was adopted various languages due to Hungary being dominated by various countries during his life, specifically Nazi Germany during World War II.
I was born in a small village. I was still a child when we were raided by soldiers.
His childhood was interrupted when the grapeseed oil factory, where his parents were working at the time, was bombed by Allied forces during World War II, under the correct suspicion that it was doubled up as a weapons manufacturing site. Skullface was trampled in the aftermath by a mob of civilians rushing to escape, and sustained significant injuries during the chaos, including being doused in boiling oil. His medical condition was critical. A nurse treating his wounds in an infirmary remarked that he ought to be euthanized. He was left with dramatic deformities and nerve damage, conditions which were exacerbated when he was tortured by foreign hands later in life. As a young man, he made his living as a spy master, an assassin in the Soviet Union. Although he spent much of his time killing various people via methods that would point against murder, many of his targets being those he harbored vengeance against for taking away his ability, speaking his native tongue. One of his targets was that of Soviet leader Joseph Stalin, whom he murdered via one of his MOs behind locked doors, making it seem as though he had suffered from a stroke. He later defected to the West, eventually joining the SAS. It was here where he met his future superior, David O, or Major. Impressed with Skullface's skills as an assassin and a military tactician, the Major promoted Skullface to be his XO. After Major O had resigned from the SAS to join the CIA, Skullface remained as one of their elite field operatives, and in the early 1960s he was contacted by his former commanding officer, who offered Skullface to become a commander of the covert CIA unit XOF. XOF was created as an unconventional support team to its fellow CIA unit Fox, to help make it stronger and to provide support to its operatives. With Skullface giving the orders, his first mission as an XOF commander was the Virtuous Mission.
So what exactly is this wonderful mission? Well,
Skullface and a team of XOF operatives were to covertly assist and clean up after Fox operative Naked Snake, as well as keep track of his mission status, completely unbeknownst to the latter. After the Virtuous Mission was considered a failure, Major Zero was later given the green light to commence Operation Snake Eater. Needing insurance that the mission would be a success at all costs, Skullface and a team of XOF operatives were, again, secretly deployed by Major Zero to provide support, such as clearing up any mess that Snake may have made. After the mission proved successful, Skullface continued to act as a support unit for Fox operations until 1970 when Fox disbanded. Major Zero had offered Skullface an XOF to join his private organization, Cypher, where the unit was reformed into Zero's personal strike force. Whilst Zero had his operatives based elsewhere, he would task Skullface with missions, but usually the missions that would be given would be done over a secure line that was designed to keep their conversations private. It was also designed to be untraceable as a precaution, in case Skullface intended to betray the Major, as that is what he planned to do, along with destroying Big Boss. Skullface hated Zero and Snake, and wished to eliminate them to continue what he believed to be the true boss's will.
The Major thought this was his friend's will, but I think he never understood what she wanted. Terminate the English language. With this, I'll rid the world of infestation. All men will breathe free again, reclaim their past, present, and future. Sans lingua franca, the world will be torn asunder, and then it shall be free.
Skullface feels as if Major Zero is responsible for the loss of his past. Skullface still haunted as such, in which he carries out this vengeance upon the world, harboring bitter resentment, even taking out such of his own allies as Major Zero in order for him to fulfill his goals, including that of Code Talker, in which Skullface wished to use him for his understanding of the parasites, and was willing to nuke the Navajo, killing thousands of people if he did not get his wish.
A parasite upon this earth, that is what Zero is.
Major, I wondered whether you'd really call.
Presume this was your doing?
Do you like my gift?
I've been searching a long time for this.
Something wrong, Major?
Nothing, just pricked my finger.
The back. I wear my broken visage, this skull in the open, so that I may never forget what I've lost. Chain of retaliation is what will truly bind this world together as one. Major?
You son of a...
Skullface rendering Major Zero a vegetable, all for revenge to get back all those who made him suffer. But the day of reckoning came knocking, as the days of Skullface would finally be coming to an end, after all these years of suffering and pain and torment that he had been through, who he had inflicted on others that had caused the chain reaction to continue the cycle of revenge. A man, once a child, innocent and pure, stripped from his own land and been shaped into the monster that would be his tragic past. And in fact, begging for all the torment and pain and struggle through the years to finally come to an end.
Mission complete, boss.
There are many people who were once good, who became the villain due to life's circumstances. Not everybody in the life has the ability to live it good, especially when it is taken by others to do as they choose. Some, may broken, like Skullface, never can really fully get over their past and live in anger. This is the typical dangers and the hard truth of war that still happens today. This has been The Voice Box, and thank you for watching.
Take care of the box.